Try both. See which looks better. So, that is a great impression of Walker.
You like my bit of beer face joke?
Yes.
Captain America is back. We finally get the reveal of Sam as Captain America. Captain Falcon. No, just Captain America. So let's jump right into the episode. But first, I want to thank our very, very awesome sponsors, Surfshark. Check it out.
Guys, we all need a VPN. Alex, why do we need a VPN?
To protect your data, to get around geo-blocking for services you're already paying for, and
Yeah.
because with our deal, it's 83% off, and it's about $2
Exactly.
a month
Best
for
value
unlimited
And if you're
sharing.
lazy like OtherJoe, you can have unlimited shares for your family.
shares.
Okay, so you're only paying $2.21 a month for the VPN, and you're giving it to all of your family, right? With that 30-day money-back guarantee. So see if it's something you're interested in. Click those links down below. Empower yourself. Take back control of the content that you watch online, and protect your data. It's a really good idea, especially in this day and age. So check out Surfshark.
All right, so I guess I don't need to do the review in full John Walker gear / Captain America gear.
Why not? It makes it more interesting.
You think so?
Yes. Been working out?
Yeah.
Took the serum?
You like that? I did take the serum. So now there is a Latino Captain America. We already knew that.
Captain Puerto Rico?
Yeah, he's been in the Revengers for a while. So identity reveal, everybody.
Bam!
Been me the whole time. All right, guys. What did you think of the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? It's 51 minutes, so it's not a supersized episode like we were hoping, because there was a lot of stuff to resolve. But what did you think?
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch. You did it. You wrapped it all up.
They did. They
They
managed
did
to
it
find
very
that.
tastefully, too. I didn't feel like it was too rushed. Maybe some of the certain fight scenes, but on that, I think
Yeah,
everything was pretty
I
well
think-
paced.
I have some problems with it.
Yeah, of course. But other than that, like, the emotion was still there. They wrapped up everything pretty nicely, and everyone really got their moments to shine. So this was done great.
Yeah, I for the most part agree. I think they did wrap things up a little bit too quickly in a lot of senses. And this is the big action climax, right? So we got all the fight scenes, we got all those other things, and I figure, I love action scenes. And I don't want them to cut out any of the action scenes, but I definitely wanted maybe 10 to 20 more minutes of dialogue. There was a lot of there was some really good emotional moments in this episode, but they were all at the very, very end. And I think that there was time at the beginning and maybe in the middle for us to kind of flesh out some of the things that were happening. And I mean, maybe they're like, it has to be 50 minutes period. You can't do anything more. I just
51 minutes
10
is
more
what it
minutes.
was.
Give me 10 more minutes.
Other episodes have been longer. We needed more minutes. I agree.
Yeah.
So we get the resolution of Sharon. We get the resolution of GSP. We get the resolution of Bucky. We get the resolution of the Flag Smashers. We even get a little bit of Zemo resolution. We get... of course, the big one, Sam and the Falcon making his debut
as Captain Falcon.
as Captain America. What did you guys think of the moment that he is revealed? Stupid printer.
It was kind of abrupt. He opens up the case, and I wanted to see this. I wanted to zoom in on it, and I wanted to see his face when he opens it, and we didn't get any of that. We see him flying through the air. He throws the shield, and he's like, all right, I'm here. It's like, okay, well, it felt abbreviated. It wasn't bad. It just felt really abbreviated.
Like, touch more on that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, show it off more.
Yeah, it's in color a little bit, before he flies in. But when he gets in the building, it's in red, so you can't really see it too well. But you do see it initially. I think it's very, very cool, the wings that he still flies. I kind of got the impression, I shouldn't have got this impression, but that he was going to be like a John Walker Captain America, more like this Captain America, like a standard one. When in the comics, it's been shown he's got wings, and, you know, it's this is the comic accurate, basically, costume. But he had left his wings behind, so I thought, oh, well, you know, he doesn't need his wings no more. He left his wings behind. No, he's not a
better ones.
He's not a super soldier. He's not even super strong. He's kind of weak. He kind of sucks. He gets beat up by GSP a little bit initially.
But he's got that gymnastics.
But he does
stuff.
have engines.
Flips.
Everybody's got flips. Even fucking the Flag Smasher Carly girl, which makes no fucking sense because she never took any fucking training. So that's where I'm a little disappointed is obviously the Flag Smashers, you know, the threat there. But they were trying to do something different with the Flag Smashers. They weren't necessarily trying to make them completely evil. They were trying to drop things where it's like, well, maybe these guys have a point. Or they definitely believe in their own stuff, and there are other people in the world that believe in what the Flag Smashers are doing. So that was a different angle, an interesting angle, other than your alien invasions and your androids and shit. So the Flag Smashers were interesting in that way. However, in that final battle, it was a little disappointing for me, at least.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. I wanted more of the fights. There's some cool ones that like kind of stretch those out a bit. I wanted some more cool choreography with that, but
I felt like
they gotta do it real quick.
Yeah, I felt like the heroes that I love that we know something about kind of got nerfed a little bit, and I know that they do this on purpose. So they had a perfect opportunity to do. There are more Flag Smashers than there are good guy super soldiers, and that's where the conflict should be. It's just John Walker is like the guy, right? He is having medals of honor. He's gone through all this self-defense stuff. Then we got the Winter Soldier, who is the assassin, and he's fighting one person that we do get some explanation that they were hired muscle for the power broker for a short period of time, but there's no fucking way that in a short period of time these people are going to like fight one-on-one against the Winter Soldier. Show 3v1 Winter Soldier, and I just don't like feeling like the character that I want to kick ass is just
Our
holding
little
back.
nerf so that they can have a TV show fight. Well, yeah, I mean, you could work around it by doing 3v1s all the time. Maybe the the choreography there would be a lot more complex. But yeah, so no, I'm with you. Basically, you know, even John Walker is resolved in this. It happens exactly how I thought it would. At the end, it's like, you're going to be the U.S. agent. And then Val, who this character showed up last episode, shows up and she goes, you're going to be the U.S. agent. I was like, yes, I fucking nailed it. I also nailed the big reveal on this episode, which was Sharon. And I didn't use anybody's videos. I snipped it out because I'm like, within storytelling, you don't fucking introduce a character right at the fucking end who is central to the plot and was talked about at the beginning, right? I mean, they kind of did it with Val, but she's a side thing and not important. So I was like, if they're not going to show anybody and all this other stuff, I said it has to be one of these characters. And what character has maybe some undertones to them that they might be, you know, not on the up and up completely, and that would be Sharon. And so Sharon is revealed to be the power broker. She shows up with the Mission Impossible tech. You know, she's got impossible tech, right? And for just some Sharon Carter just in isolate, you know, in exile. It doesn't make any sense. So, you know, she shows up with a different face. It's purely a throwaway scene where, you know, she's, I guess, whatever. She can infiltrate places. Yeah. Just showing her power and showing that, you know, she's got more to her than what we thought. Now, she also is pretty pretty brutal. She doesn't mess around when fighting her Flag Smasher guy. Her Flag Smasher guy, or is he a Flag Smasher? Yeah, he was super big. He was like the biggest dude, and she just fucking kills him with a goddamn mercury vapor bomb, which basically melts his fucking skin off.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. I was like,
are we going to talk about that where, you know, everybody's just fighting, and bro, are you okay, bro? Bro, think about it, bro, don't. And then Sharon's in here. Like, are we going to address this? And we do address it because it is revealed that she is a motherfucking power broker. Yeah. So, yeah, Bucky gets kind of sidelined in this, and that's another thing I didn't really like, where in the fights he gets sidelined in the thing, and
Yeah,
then
it's
that's
like,
right
oh,
at the
he's over
end.
there fighting.
Oh, we
I
got
was
to
like,
resolve
I wanna
Bucky's
see
story.
that.
Yeah, so he gets beat up by one guy, not really beat up, but just pushed out of the fucking fight by one flag smasher. Initially, kind of fucks up where he's like, oh shit, and then he has to get on a motorcycle and try to chase him and shit. Sharon's like, you got one job, Bucky, and then you didn't do your shit. So he's chasing, but then he's like, oh, fuck, they're going on a helicopter. Well, I can't fly. That's your job, And so while new Captain America's fighting GSP, well, he doesn't finish that fight.
No.
He
runs away.
He runs
He
away.
kind of gets beat up, and then he runs away.
GSP sweet.
Fuck GSP. I'm not fuck him. I just don't know him, but okay, I guess.
You got vibranium wings and like
And
you
you're
got
get-
Red Wing and
you're
then
getting
like
beat up by
Red Wing
GSP.
2
So
and you
apparently
can't beat,
he is fucking sweet.
yeah, you can't beat up Karate Man.
So he jumps out the window and GSP's like, all right, whatever. And so he chases down the helicopter. So we get this helicopter chase scene. And I mean, I know they're trying to show off, his new powers, or not new powers, but just where he's comfortable in the air and stuff. But I don't know. I just felt a little unnecessary, underpowered kind of thing. But that's the point, right? He's not Thor. He's not Captain America. Well, he's not Iron Man, I mean. But he's the new Captain America without power, so he has to come up with inventive and creative ways to stop this. And what he does is he uses Red Wing to see if there's any pilots in that helicopter so that he can
We're in luck.
knock the fuck out the pilot, and we're in luck, right? If there was no pilot, then we're fucked. But there just so happens to be a pilot. And so he communicates with her to take over the helicopter at the instant that he beats the hell out of this guy. Because this guy's like ramming him with his helicopter, throwing him into pipes and shit, and it's hilarious. And at one point, so stupid, a police helicopter gets so close to them that their rotor hits another rotor, or something happens at night, and then their rotor is on fire.
Whoa.
I was like, what is going on? Why didn't that stop the original helicopter?
Because that was a super soldier helicopter. They gave the serum to the helicopter.
The
yeah.
serum.
There's that little plot armor.
Helicopters are
Helicopter
1,000 moving parts, all trying to kill
Yeah.
you simultaneously, and like you don't get to ram someone with a helicopter.
So again, and they're showing how good and how awesome he is, where he goes and saves the cops, pulls them out with Red Wing's help, and then does the whole bird thing where he can protect somebody. The helicopter kind of smashes him, or it kind of deflects off of him, and everybody cheers, and because they see him in a new costume, they're like, "That's pretty sweet." And I was like, "All right." And as this stuff is happening, crazy Captain America shows up. John Walker, you think he's fucking had it. He's lost
Here, I
it.
got my cosplay costume.
He's like, I got my
Shield.
costume, my dented ass shield. Well, it's nice and pristine, but then by the end of the fight, they dent the fuck out of the thing because it's not goddamn,
It's not.
vibranium. So they jump his ass because there's, fucking 10 supposed tinier, 10 slightly weaker Captain Americas, and he's a super soldier, right? But 1v10 is not a good.
I was trying not to laugh because that was kind of funny. He shows up, throws a shield, she just
Knocks
kicks
it
it,
down
and
and
he's on the
then-
floor.
they beat his ass.
He's like, oh, God.
I made a huge
So I think
mistake.
he did a little more than that. You're cutting a few scenes where
That's
John Walker gets a few good punches in.
He does.
But
It
Shut up.
It
Joe.
happened, though.
Hey, man, leave him alone. I actually kind of like John Walker here
Yes,
because
I was
by
about
the
to
end,
say that, too. I was like,
by the
okay.
end, all right. Now I'm
I
on
do
board
like
with
it.
Tortured Soul, Bitter Beer, Captain
Yeah.
America. Because as they're fighting, he doesn't give a fuck. She's like lighting trucks on fire. She's like capturing people and putting them into trucks and putting them in danger. And he sees it, but he doesn't really do anything. He's laser focused on her. He's like, you fucking killed,
He's that
Battlestar.
rage mode, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't care. It didn't matter to me. And, so he fights her. But like I said, he's getting his butt kicked. The fight kind of spills over to, Sam and Bucky. But while this is happening, she jumps in a truck and fucking drives off with a bunch of hostages. And then she tries to kill them, and she does a terrible job if she's just trying to drive them off a cliff. She can't even fucking drive him off a cliff right. So the
Well,
truck is hanging.
She didn't know there was still construction. She just saw, oh, an empty lot.
Right.
So
We
I'll
got,
give her that.
There
we
was a
got saved by
clothesline.
we got
That
was
saved by
holding up.
construction.
Yeah, that was holding up the whole car.
So John Walker at one point is fighting, and he sees it, and he's like, God damn it, he's like, and he decides to do the right thing. And I was like, fucking sweet, man. That's a cool little story that I saw. I thought he was just gonna go crazy the whole fucking time, and he's got to be put down. But now I kind of like him again because he's like, and he's like, he's getting his ass beat while he's trying to fucking hold the thing. So I was like, all right, good on you. You get a little bit of brownie points for being U.S. agent later on. So they beat his ass, and unfortunately, he's not able to hold it. But that's when Sam shows up, and he's doing his rocket boosters with 2 Red Wings, and they manage to get the truck safe. And so the power broker, like I said, at this point, GSP shows up again with the grenade launcher to smoke everything. I guess to cover it up because they're all in public, everybody's cheering. It's like, how the fuck are we gonna resolve this, And so he puts smoke, and then everybody runs, I guess. And that's when we get little tiny. This is where it was disappointing. A little tiny scene of the new Captain America, Sam, fighting, but not all the Flag Smashers, just Carly. And to be honest, Carly, I don't. So they're doing their gymnastics, and she's doing her gymnastics. I don't fucking buy it, really, But he is being him. He's being true to his character. The whole time he doesn't want to harm her. He doesn't want to fight her. Trying to talk her down. Shut the fuck up, Sam. At this point, she tried to murder people. It's time for you to knock her ass out and take her fucking ass to jail. Don't talk to her no more. All right. This is when
take her to jail.
We're not saying kill her.
Captain Puerto Rico would not put up with that shit, all right? But apparently Sam has a big goddamn heart. Don't make me, bro. I'll get in there. U.S. agent and Sam need help. I'll help him. Anyways, so she.
Oh God. Bad idea.
Whatever, Joe. Fuck you. Anyways, I'll throw tostones at him, dude. I ain't got no shield.
He's killing us with these calories.
Get chanclas instead of.
Anyway, so I don't know. He wants to help her the whole time, and I'm like, shut up, Sam. Just go kick her ass. And Sharon takes care of business because she. Earlier, I forgot to say that's when we get the reveal of Sharon because GSP comes in. Sharon corners Carly first. They have that conversation. Good to see you again. Oh yeah, you remember that one time? Oh, the reveal is. We could have been something. You stole that shit from me or whatever. And it's like your method is this and my method is this and then GSP walks in and he's like, hey, give me 4 times my money. I'm going to tell everybody. And she's like, Papa, and I don't do blackmail. So she shoots. And the way it was filmed, I thought both the ladies were shooting GSP. But then it cuts back because you see, but it cuts back and it turns out Carly's a bitch. And she shot. I mean, Sharon's not shooting her. She's shooting GSP. And GSP was going to kick Carly's ass. Whatever. So Carly shoots Sharon, I guess.
In the part of the guts where there are no organs.
Yes.
Right. Very specifically.
I only want to hurt you. I don't want to kill you.
You didn't know that Sharon had superpowers?
Yeah.
Secretly? She doesn't. She just, the superpower to move her body to put the bullet in the right spot. So anyway, she's hurt. And it looks like Sharon's out, but then later on, when Sam's fighting Carly, that's when Sharon comes, bah, 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 and takes her out. And Sam's like, what the f?
You got to kill the witnesses.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because by the end of this, Sam and Bucky, they have no idea that she's the power broker. Only the bad guys know. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then at the I'm like, all right, cool. We get the little Captain America Carly thing with Sharon's interference in a very short fight. And I was like, all right, fine. We'll get our fight over here with Bucky and fucking, U.S. agent, like back to back, doing their shit. Nah, we didn't really get that. They show they corner some of the Flag Smashers. They only show 3, but there's more. But they corner 3 of them, and they're like, "Let's do it." And then it's like, "Oh, we got the numbers on you," and a bunch of SWAT guys show up, and so nobody fights because they're like, "Fuck." So they get
We're running out
arrested.
of time. That's why.
Yeah,
They-
right.
they-
Yeah,
you
they
get
show up with
arrested.
guns, and none of these people. Are
Yeah,
bulletproof.
come on now. Disney Plus is like,
It's like, how do we cut 10 minutes and then he gets shot?
yeah, the cops show up and they finally help. And remember, we like cops, they help, kind of thing, I guess, whatever. And so they get arrested. I'm like, fuck, no, I wanted to see all these. And now we're gonna have to see them in season 2 or something. So they get in the truck, and I'm like, they're doing season 2. And the guy goes, one globe, one people, or whatever, one world, one people. And I'm like, fuck, they're gonna escape and shit. But no, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the fucking thing blows up,
Explosion.
and the camera pans over, and who is it?
Alfred.
Yes.
This world's Batman. His family's all dead. He's super rich. He's trying to like kill all the people that did. I mean, it's great. Zemo is now Batman.
So the fucking butler did it.
Yeah, Butler did it.
The butler of Zemo, and Zemo's in, he's in jail, sitting pretty.
He
and
hears
his-
it over the radio.
Yeah, he's like, yep, took care of that shit. After Captain America brings back Harley's dead body, because after Sharon shoots her, he brings her into the public square, and he's like, he got that nice visual where he's like an
He's an
angel kind of
angel.
thing, right? And he brings it down. But he sets her down, and he basically gives his big speech. He's a new Captain America, going to give speech. And in his speech, he's scolding senators and the governments. You think, you're going to do the right thing? Yeah, we're going to do the right thing. These damn terrorists aren't going to stop us. And he's like, wait a minute. Okay.
So it's those labels.
It's the labels. They're not necessarily terrorists, even though they are terrorists. I mean, once you cross the
just
line,
drove
you're-
a
Those
truck.
You're a
members of the
fucking
movement
terrorist.
were terrorists, but the rest of the movement not
He drove a
necessarily
truck
terrorists.
with people off a building.
Yeah.
That's a terrorist. I'm like, all right, Sam, let's go. Come on. And it's definitely a bit preachy.
Yes.
It's definitely gonna rub some people the wrong way. I can
That's
already
exactly
tell.
what I thought of, too.
I was like, here we go.
oh.
All those channels on YouTube, and they all have a commonality. And since people were already complaining about Sam and bad writing or whatever, I was like, here we go. But after I listened to the speech, you almost feel like you're being scolded by your father or something like that. I guess people, I'm saying their mentality is like, how do you take personal offense to that? Because when you actually listen to it, he's not wrong. Often in these situations, this kind of stuff happens. And I'm not sure if even do you guys think Steve Rogers would say something like that? Or I think he would, actually, now in the comics and stuff. I mean, for Christ's sake, look at Civil War. And Steve,
Justice.
Exactly.
Stands for justice.
Steve stands for justice. So same thing. Same thing with, I guess what it is they expected him to just shut up and, hey, I saved everybody, I saved the day, and don't give a shit. But no, he gives them shit. And I liked it. He was not wrong, even though it's preachy and it kind of rubs people the wrong way. It's like, look, you guys are fucking up. What is he basically saying?
Yeah, he's saying that, look, it's a matter of perspective. To them, you're the terrorist because you're forcing them out of their homes. And yes, it's a complicated situation, but these decisions are always hard. And now you know what it's like to be helpless. And he goes through a huge amount of things.
Yeah, and they're like, you don't understand. He's like, really? I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes, and I don't understand.
And there's people in this crowd that hate me.
Complicated. Yeah, he's like, I can feel people just the way they're looking at me and judging me and stuff, And so I can see that because, there are still, racists in the world and people that wouldn't support that and would complain about it and stuff like that. But he takes it all in and gives a speech and and then the senators are like, all right, yeah. They don't have anything to say. They can't say anything back. So then it goes on to, the flag smasher scene where Zemo's butler kills everybody. And then it goes to Val. So Val finally
Don't call me
does don't call, he likes to call her Val. And, he's like happy again. He's like kind of excited.
Reinstated.
He's got purpose.
He's
now.
got purpose. He's feeling good. His girlfriend's there supporting him. And so I'm like, all right, I'm actually kind of interested in seeing more of U.S. Agent, even though he's such a side thing now, that the only way we would see him, I don't think he would be in like phase. Do you think he would be like in phase 4 and they're fighting the big villain and here comes John Walker
Hey, guy, can I join?
Yeah, there's not that many super soldiers left on Earth, right? We got 2.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so it would be Bucky is one, and John Walker is another one. Though I think he's a weaker version because Carly was killed by bullets.
well, none of the super soldiers are supposed to be bulletproof.
Well, I thought they were. To a certain extent, Captain America has been bulletproof.
But no, he just had plot armor, and no bullets ever hit him in the mouth.
well, that's why.
That's
That's why I
these are
think he's
Disney
bulletproof
movies.
because he's actually never. And you're right, he's
They're
not
just like,
bulletproof
"Oh."
because he got shot on the goddamn Capitol steps. I keep forgetting this.
Yeah, it's like
You're right.
So the pistols show up every now and then, and it's kind of crazy. You have like the most powerful fighters fighting, and then they die to just some.
A 9mm.
Yeah, it's like the power broker. Sharon shows up, and she's like, "Bang!" It's like, you're in New York City.
God damn
half
it.
the people, half the citizens are carrying right now.
Half the citizens have already taken a bullet,
Yeah.
and they're stronger than you. Anyways, so after we get the scene with the U.S. agent, confirmation that we got a U.S. agent now, and who is Val, and what the fuck is her purpose, and what is she
She's
doing?
Madam Hydra, right?
Yeah, I saw a few comments. They're like, "Oh, Joe, you idiot." She's like, "She's Madam Hydra. If you just know her." It's like, "Shut
You
the
haven't
fuck
read
up."
every comic that's ever happened ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like,
I'm sorry.
She's not with the government. She's not good. It's like number one, you don't even fucking know that.
Because
number
Power
two,
Broker
because
wasn't
they could do something else in this
Yeah.
series. Though I do think she has her own agenda. She's definitely not in line with the government. I never thought she was. I thought it was more of a shadow organization. And guess what? Is a shadow organization. Whether it's under the government's umbrella or not, it remains to be seen. I think probably it'll be under the government's umbrella, and then later on she will reveal Hydra, and Hydra will sort of reemerge with her storyline, and then fucking Sharon will probably join that shit because I'll talk about that in a second. But first, we gotta wrap up Bucky. So we wrapped up Walker. We wrapped up Captain America. Well, not quite yet, but Bucky visits the Japanese dude, the older guy who, he has felt guilt, and he basically hangs out with him because he killed his son, and he finally goes to his house. That one time, way in the beginning of the series, we thought he was going to do it, but he couldn't do it. This time, he actually goes and confesses to the killing. We don't actually see much of it.
I wanted to know.
Yeah, it would have been
It's
a
like
great
what he
acting
said.
scene
Yes,
from him and the
from both of them.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
man, that would have launched the
Yeah.
game.
Let's go.
I know.
Come on now.
It's like,
Kid.
I did it. The guy
Gotta
just
go.
like- and then cut scenes. No.
Yeah, gotta go to Sam's scene. So how they wrap that up is, there's also a scene with this therapist, and he bought her a little present, gave her a little book, crossed off all the names. Bucky is free. Bucky is feeling good. Completed his tour, his apology tour essentially, and making amends tour, and he's smiling by the end of the series, which is cool because Bucky's always been tortured. Then we resolve Sam. Sam's resolution is he visits Isaiah. And, Isaiah's the guy's like, man, no self-respecting black man would want to represent, as Captain America. But then after he says, I seen you on TV, and, and he basically supports him and says, well, you ain't no Malcolm X or anything. Like, shut up. You're not that big of a deal. He's like, so new black Captain America, huh? And he's like, yeah, and they talk about a little bit about the implications of that, and that it's not going to be easy. It's going to, it's not going to be easy, especially when he doesn't have any goddamn powers. He may not have the support of everybody behind him, and people are going to be judging him and stuff. And so that was a good scene because it's not just a resolution for Sam, but it's also a resolution for, Isaiah. And because we were like, hello, this Bradley guy got pretty fucked over and nobody knows about him. And so Sam says, I got one more thing for y'all. I'm going to take y'all. When I say y'all, he actually has his nephew with him. And I learned this from the comments, that he's the Patriot. Eventually, he's that nephew will be the Patriot in like a new Avengers kind of thing. I don't know if they're going to do it in the MCU, but that young actor's like, oh man, I got my contract. Hopefully we go there, because if I was him, I would be like, oh
Yeah.
let me act. Yeah, well, I ain't got no powers yet, but come 4 or 5 years, maybe he'll get his own role. So it's cool to see those little seeds planted and see if those seeds grow. They take him to the museum, and Isaiah Bradley has his own statue there, and the history of him saving his
his crew, and then probably all the missions he's been on, and the service to his country. So he's like, now everybody will know. And I was like, well, now everybody that visits that museum will know. But yes, at least he gets some recognition.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Oh no, we got the family cookout. We got it seems as if they're gonna seafood business or something, because they're gonna use the boat and they got the seafood business. So some of that food looking great. I heard Joe saying, pecan pie. And then
Love it.
I thought they were gonna do some more flirting with the sister, but there was no flirting with the sister from Bucky. Bucky just shows up, and kids are trying to beat him up, and he's like holding him up with his arm.
He's part of the family.
He's part of the family now. That's true. And by the end, they're both changed. And I wrote this: both changed men and friends. And it's true. They're both changed, and they're both friends. And it's good arcs. Really good arcs for Bucky. Really good arc for Sam.
Walker. That was a big one for me.
I didn't even expect a good arc for Walker. Great, interesting arc for Walker. Who else? Zemo gets a little bit, and we get to see dancing Zemo, but hopefully, but he kind of is resolved. They kind of just used the Zemo character. He didn't really have a purpose.
It was so weird because he finds out that 4 people are blown up, and he puts his book down. He's like, it's like, what a weird response. But I guess that's kind of your life's work, right? To murder
he wants to kill all the super soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, he did it.
And
Job's
so
done.
that's when it ends. You see the credits. I said, there's got to be more here, because there were rumors that they were thinking about a season 2 at one point. Because a lot of these were supposed to be one-offs, but they're starting to, some of the series are starting to be like, well, I mean, because they probably have so much fun, and the writers and the directors. And I was like, I got ideas. I need a job.
So good.
So they were talking about season 2. Even the Loki people was like, I got plenty of ideas. We can do Loki multiple seasons. And so same thing here. So there's a stinger at the end that would set up a season 2. It sets up Sharon Carter. So they are thanking her for her service. Finally, they said, we see you. We give you a pardon. This has been a long time coming. She's like, yeah, it's been a long time coming, right? And I thought she was going to blow the place up or something.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. We're gonna repay our debt to you, and in fact, you can open your own agency. You can do whatever the hell you want. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna open my own division. And when she leaves, she calls up somebody, and she's like, we got full access now to all the government secrets and all this stuff. And so you just let in an agent. You just let in a wolf in sheep's clothing, and maybe in season 2 that would tie into her, Val, maybe U.S. agent, or she doesn't have any super soldiers. She says that super soldiers are gone. I don't want there to be super soldiers. I want there to be John Walker and Bucky. Though I really do think Sam needs super soldiers, because it's gonna be tough on a new Captain America not even to have super serum. Because
well, Iron Man doesn't have the super serum either, and he's got the tech, right? And so, but
yeah,
Sam's got
but
the
he's basically has super serum because he's always in his goddamn.
He's got the
What's
new-
your superpower? Got money.
Yeah, he's got a $1 trillion
I'm rich.
Wakandan wingsuit.
Ben Affleck.
It's a shield, and it does all sorts of cool stuff.
Okay, so maybe in the future, if they say that suit is bulletproof, like a.
It got hit by a helicopter and didn't break. Remember, he gets hit.
Well, the
with the
wings,
wings.
I'm wondering if this part of it is bulletproof. Probably is. Okay, all right, fine, but still. I mean, your bones can still crush even when you have fucking jet engines behind your back or whatever.
Vibranium.
Anyways, so would you guys want to see a season 2?
I'm not opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes.
One
more season.
The thing that I noticed the thing I was reading is that the viewership numbers for this series is actually lower. I don't know if it's considered a disappointment by Disney Plus. And they would. It didn't do well. I'm not giving it season 2. At this point, Disney Plus is still young, still growing. I think even if it underperformed, they're like, "Yep, season 2. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Lost leaders. We're building a platform. We want to finish these stories."
It's also something to keep my subscription as well.
The
It's like, that's
viewership-
cool. Another episode. I'll keep my subscription.
The viewership has been about half, I think, in some of the episodes, sometimes less than WandaVision. Why do you think that is? Do you think maybe it doesn't pull in a female audience? Because you've got WandaVision, you can pull in both male and female demographic with the female, protagonist. I'm not really sure.
I mean, people may be just less interested in the because this is more standard Marvel equation, right? And we've seen so much of it. Where WandaVision was something out.
Nah, it's actually kind of even below standard Marvel thing because it's like that side, espionage. Humans,
Yeah, because honestly, whenever I first saw the trailer,
military.
I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll check it out later on when they wrap it up.
Yeah.
Then I'll check it out.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do final verdicts for this this last episode.
All right, I'm gonna give this a 9. I really liked this one. It had a lot of emotion. It wrapped up everything pretty nicely. But I did want to see more of the fights. And yeah, I know Captain America could fly around and do stuff. I want to see him do more stuff with the shield, kind of like it did with the helicopter. And like bracing for impact with the wings, do more stuff on the ground,
punching and fucking
yeah,
brawlers.
do stuff like that because we already know he flies.
Yeah,
we've seen it. I want to see the other stuff. Show me some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to see Walker's new shield, what design they wanted to do. But I guess like his reveal at the very end, U.S. agent. I was like, I want to see what the shield.
He did.
looks
He
like.
had the black suit. He was black.
Yeah, the
He's
suit.
Like, this is the same. It's the same.
I want to see a shield though.
Does he use a shield? I guess he does sometimes use this shield. Yeah. All right.
Just-
but he's got the sidearm. I
But
like
other
the
than
sidearm.
that, everything was pretty wrapped up. Very emotional. I wanted to see the conversation between Bucky and the guy, his son he killed.
Crazy to see, a Captain America suit with a gun. Anyways,
But yeah,
so 9 out of 10. What about you, Alex?
I didn't like it as much, and it was a clear step down from last week. I think that they wrapped things up too quickly. They didn't have the time, and I always have issues when they do things like this because there's an artificial time limit. Like this isn't a movie theater where. Where they're like, well, 2 hours is too long. This is a 50-minute long episode. You can give me 10, 15 more minutes.
And there's been longer episodes.
There has been longer episodes, exactly. And the things that this episode needed were not high-budget CGI things. It's you sit the actors down, you talk about motivations, you talk about perspectives a little bit more, and you flesh out the things that you need to in the finale. The series, remember, this isn't the season finale. This is as it was written and filmed. This is the series finale. It's the very final thing. So I still really liked it. But we were talking about can it continue to rise or at least hold, and it didn't for me. So I think this drops down. I think this is probably an 8. I still did enjoy it. There was one scene that I really loved, straight out of Doctor Who, where he's leading Isaiah Bradley through the museum, and it's one of my favorite Doctor Who episodes. So if you've seen that, you completely understand. So there's really good emotional highs. It's just that whole first part. The action didn't grab me the way it needed to for it to like keep up with everything else. So, an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. As I go through it, and I'm like, there's some things in there that I felt they didn't really stick the landing as well as I was hoping, because a lot of the other episodes were really, really good. I was going between a 7 and an 8. I would go as low as a 7. Now, the thing that brings it back up to an 8, and I'm going to settle on an 8, is John Walker. I really like the resolution of John Walker. A little concerned.
That one got me by surprise.
Yeah,
like,
what they were going to do with that.
Respect.
I thought that was cool. They did wrap everything up, but man, what a great point, Alex. It's like, why? Why does this have to be one of the shortest episodes? In fact, let's see, 51 minutes, episode 6. Episode 5, 61 minutes. Episode 4, 51 minutes. Episode 3, 52
9
minutes.
extra minutes would have been nice.
Episode 2, 49 minutes. Okay, so the shortest one in episode 1 is 43. So 43, 49. There were 2 shorter episodes. But why? It doesn't cost a lot to keep the actors talking and to get a little bit more context within the world of
It'd save you money on the
of
CGI, like you
MCU.
said.
So we'll see where it goes. Does it go with season 2? Will it tie in directly to what we see next? Will Loki reference it at all? Loki comes out June 11th. And then also, will the films, will we get, obviously we're going to get a new Captain America. Obviously Sam's showing up, Bucky showing up, but is Walker showing up in some of the films? That would be fucking cool and crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I think it gets held up to an 8 out of 10. Now, I don't know if we did this for WandaVision, but I'd like to do it here. Let's give an overall verdict for the entire season.
Go ahead.
I mean, this kind of hit every single one of my expectations, both good and bad. It kind of looked like it was going to be the more action version, a little bit more espionage, but ultimately a little less interesting than some of the stuff that we've seen before. And this, like a lot of the other superhero stuff that we see, is we are so oversaturated with some of this superhero storytelling that it's not necessarily its fault, but the writers have to take that into consideration, that we've seen these stories over and over and over again, and you've got to do something different. You've got to bring something to make it interesting. Otherwise, it's more of the same stuff that we've seen. Ultimately, I think the action was pretty good. Overall, the story arcs were pretty good. I think it needed another episode, or it needs at least another few minutes in a couple ones. But overall, really enjoyable. And I think if someone's in the mood for this type of thing, you know, if you want like a much longer Jason Bourne style thing, this is what you want to watch.
Well done.
So maybe overall, probably an 8 out of 10. I would say that it's a pretty solid series. It's good. It's maybe a little inconsistent here and there, but it's good all the way through.
Yeah, it drops to below that. It can hit higher than that. I also think 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
what do you think, Joe?
I was torn between an 8 or a 9 because the acting by these characters are great. Even the new ones, like Isaiah, like I didn't think I was going to like John Walker as well now, but the acting is great. The writing has been kind of off, like filtered or kind of like dipped a little bit, but not by too much. Well, seeing the trailer, I didn't want to see this, but now I'm really glad I did. I'm going to go with 9.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, that was Falcon and Winter Soldier. Another
It's
excellent.
Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Captain Falcon.
Ooh.
I love that someone on the street said, "Is that Captain Falcon?" I was like, yes.
Yeah, I like calling him
That's
Captain
the new
Falcon.
title at the end of the side.
Captain Falcon, yeah, and then also, it was it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Captain
At the
America
end.
and
I
Winter
missed
Soldier.
it. I missed it. All right, so maybe in season 2 we'll get Captain America and Winter Soldier if we get a season 2. I'd be up for one more. I don't think it needs 3 or 4 or anything like that. If
No.
if they do one more that maybe ties into some of the events that are happening concurrently with some of the other films that will have released by then, that would be cool.
We need a bad guy. You have to have a good, compelling bad guy, because
Yeah.
I don't want to see.
Yeah, right now
more-
they didn't really set up a bad guy. I don't really give a fuck about Sharon, so
She's
much.
going to
Like,
give out all the information.
I don't give a
She
fuck.
can sell all the American
Hydra was doing
government
that for however many years, and it
blueprints.
didn't matter. Like I need a better bad guy than Sharon.
Probably Hydra is probably what it would end up being. A reemergence of Hydra.
Again?
versus I don't know. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be compelling. So that's probably why I don't think we're getting season 2, honestly. Anyways, so that's it. Tell us what you guys think of the last episode and of the series overall in Falcon and the
Anything
Winter
we
Soldier.
missed? Probably a lot.
And I'm really looking forward to Loki. I think personally, for me, Loki was the one I was most excited for in comparison to Falcon and WandaVision. And from the trailers, it does look like it can satisfy. But it turns out that, hey, WandaVision was the best of these 3, and Winter Soldier was really fucking cool when I thought it was going to be lame. So let's just hope that Loki doesn't do the reverse. And
It's
suck.
like, you're the one I expected you
Yeah,
to be
I
the
don't
best.
think
Come
so.
on.
I
You were the
mean,
chosen one.
Tom Hiddleston can carry that fucking series by himself.
It's got
honestly.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah. Wow. All right, we're excited for it. We'll
Yep.
see you again with more Marvel and Disney Plus reviews as you go along. Let us know what you want us to review. And thank you so much to Surfshark. Guys, if you can click those links down below, it helps us. It supports our show directly. Engage with them. See if it's something that you like, even if you don't end up getting it. I would consider it because, guys, I mean, your internet security is paramount and very important. And then plus, you can use the geolocating service to, get around these stupid geo blocks.
You're like,
Just
Disney Plus isn't available in your country.
no,
Oh, it is
F you,
now.
F you. In fact,
Watch whatever you want.
there was one movie that I just recently Benny Loves You or something. It's this little puppet that looks like Elmo. It's a horror movie where this little puppet goes fucking crazy and kills people. But it wasn't available in my area. But I looked it up. It said Netflix UK, and I was like, I got
it.
I got it. I'm fucking covered, and you can get covered too with Surfshark, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next Angry Joe show.
Bye, guys.